Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we live in. Let's continue our series of NBA Mount Rushmores, doing one daily. Today is the 29th of 30 teams. It is the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz have been a franchise since the 74-75 season. For 5 seasons, they were known as the New Orleans Jazz, but since the 79-80 season, they have been known as the Utah Jazz. The Jazz have never won a championship, but did reach back-to-back finals in the 96-97 and 97-98 seasons. In these NBA Mount Rushmores, I attempt to name the 4 best players in franchise history. As a subjective list, let me know in the comments who you would include when this is over. While the Jazz were never in the ABA, for all of these, I only looked at NBA, what happened in the NBA, nothing ABA related. And I only look at how the player did with the team I am doing. So in this case, the Jazz. So let's get into it. 29th of 30 teams. I named the players in alphabetical order. They are not ranked. Let's start with one of the elite scorers of the late 70s, early 80s. That is Adrian Dantley. Dantley joined the Jazz in the 79-80 season, playing with them until 1984-85. In his 7 seasons, 461 regular season games, Dantley averaged 29.6 points, 6.2 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 1.1 steals, shooting an impressive 56.2% from the field and 81.8% from the charity stripe. Lived at the free throw line, 10.1 free throw attempts per game in his career with Utah. Dantley averaged over 30 points a game for 4 straight seasons from 80-81 to 83-84. In the first and fourth of those seasons, he was the NBA's scoring leader. Dantley averaged over 6 rebounds a game in each of his first 4 seasons. Had 3 seasons with the team in which he averaged over 4 assists a game. In the 1980-81 season, Dantley led the league, averaging 42.7 minutes per game. Dantley was named to 6 All-Star teams with the Jazz. He was All-NBA second team member twice with the team. Had a best finish of 7th in MVP voting in 1983-84. Dantley was inducted into Hall of Fame in 2008, the first member of the Jazz Mount Rushmore. Next, a guy who was recently traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves, but he spent the first 9 seasons of his career with the Jazz, the Stifle Tower, Rudy Gobert. Gobert was drafted 27th overall in 2013, traded on draft day to the Jazz. In his 9 seasons, 611 career regular season games with the Jazz, Gobert has averaged 12.4 points, 11.7 rebounds, 2.2 blocks, shooting 65.3% from the field, and those numbers are a little down because of a rookie season he barely played. Gobert has averaged double-digit rebounding totals each of the last 7 seasons, averaged at least 15 points in 3 of the last 4 seasons. Gobert led the league in rebounding average this past season, 14.7 a game. Led the league in blocks per game with 2.6 in the 2016-17 season. Each of his last 8 seasons, Gobert has averaged at least 8 blocks a game. In 3 of his last 4 seasons, including last season, Gobert led the league in field goal percentage. A defensive force in the middle. Gobert has 3 times been named Defensive Player of the Year, including back-to-back in 2017-18, 2018-19. He's been named to 3 All-Star teams, was an All-NBA second team member once, and third team 3 times. He has also been named to the All-Defensive First Team in each of the last 6 seasons. Had a best finish of 10th in MVP voting in 2020-21. Rudy Gobert, the second member of the Jazz Mount Rushmore. Next, let's go at one of the elite scorers in NBA history, the 13th overall pick in the 1985 NBA draft. Karl Malone, inducted to the Hall of Fame in 2010, played 18 seasons for the Jazz before spending his last season with the Lakers. In his 1,434 career regular season games with Utah, Malone averaged 25.4 points, 10.2 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.4 steals, shooting 51.7% from the field. A model of consistency. After his rookie season, Malone went on to average over 20 points a game for 17 straight seasons, including a career high of 31 points per game in 1989-90. Malone averaged double-digit rebounding totals in 9 straight seasons from 86-87 to 94-95. Consistently shooting over 50% from the field, rarely missing a game. In his first 13 seasons, Malone missed a grand total of just 5 games. He is still the NBA's third all-time leading scorer, only behind Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and LeBron James. Malone was named MVP in the 96-97 and 98-99 seasons, was named to 14 All-Star teams with Utah, had All-NBA. He was All-NBA first team for 11 straight seasons from 87-88 until 88-89 until 98-99 season. Also had 2 second teams and 1 third team. I was all defensive first team 3 times and all defensive second team once. Not only did he win MVP twice, he finished runner up once, third twice, fourth 3 times, fifth once, seventh 3 times, and eighth twice. So 13 top 8 MVP finishes. Karl Malone, one of the best power forwards in NBA history, the third member of the Jazz Mount Rushmore. And let's end with the all-time leader in assists with 15,806 and steals 3,265. That is John Stockton. Stockton was the 16th overall pick by the Jazz in the 1984 NBA draft, inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2009. Stockton played all 19 of his seasons with the Jazz, finishing with averages of 13.1 points, 2.7 rebounds, 10.5 assists, and 2.2 steals. Much like Malone, Stockton rarely missed games. In 12 of his first 13 seasons and 16 of 19 total, he played all 82 games for 9 straight seasons from 87-88 until 95-96. Stockton led the league in assist averages, and 96-97 was the 10th of those seasons in which he averaged double-digit assist totals. He also averaged over at least 3 steals a game 3 times, including lead the league in 88-89 and 91-92. Stockton was also a great shooter, shooting 51.5% for his career and 82.6% from the free throw line. John Stockton, throughout his career, was named All-NBA first team twice, second team 6 times, and third team 3 times. He was the 1993 All-Star Game Most Valuable Player. He had MVP finishes of 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th twice. John Stockton, again, amongst the all-time great point guards, all-time leader in assists and steals. Him and Malone helped lead the Jazz to the back-to-back NBA Finals appearances. He is the 4th member of the Jazz Mount Rushmore. So again, alphabetical order by last name. We got Adrian Dantley, Rudy Gobert, Karl Malone, and John Stockton. Some honorable mentions with Gobert has been Donovan Mitchell of late, while Gobert has been traded for now. Even though it's highly rumored that he will be traded, Donovan Mitchell is still a Jazz. Another tough omission was Pete Maravich. If you look at his averages, he probably should be included, but Pistol Pete never played in a playoff game with the Jazz, so I went Gobert over him. Gobert was really my 4th guy on here. Other honorable mentions include Darren Williams, Darryl Griffith, Andre Kirilenko, Carlos Boozer, Jeff Hornacek, and Mark Eaton. So there you have it, 29 teams down. We got just 1 left. I'll power rank them at the end, though. Tomorrow will be the Washington Wizards, and this one is challenging. I still don't have a concrete 4 yet. I keep going back and forth. But stay tuned for that. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.